If you've ever felt like content creation has become a second full-time job, then this episode is for you. Maybe you're over 40. Maybe you're wondering, when did it get so complicated to show up online? Or you're running a business, or you're a busy professional and you just don't have time to learn all of the new skills for all of the things that you need to do. So today I am going to be sharing with you something that I've been quietly building behind the scenes that will help you stay visible, show up more confidently, and you don't even have to film everything yourself. So if that is for you, then stay tuned to this episode of the What the Nell podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another brand new episode of the What the Nell podcast with yours truly, Nell Tice. I am so excited you're here with me today because if you heard the intro to the episode, I'm going to be sharing something with you that I've been building behind the scenes. But before we get to that, I want to tell you that this is my 200th podcast episode. And while it's not necessarily something that listeners or viewers necessarily want to be, I don't know if celebrating with me is the right term, but this means a lot coming to you as a podcaster. And I'll tell you why. 200 episodes is nothing to sneeze at. 100 episodes isn't. And neither is 20 or 50. And I'm just going to share a few statistics with you because this may actually help you either stay on your journey or start your journey with content creation. And we'll talk a little bit more about that and what I've been building later on. So I just want to give you a few statistics when it comes to podcasting. 90%, so I'm just going to read from my screen here. 90% of podcasts fail. 90%. That is a 10% success rate. So when it comes to consistency and staying visible and putting in all this work and doing all this stuff, you can actually be part of that 10%. And I'm happy to be a part of that as well. And there are a lot of things that, it takes a village, as it does with anything. If you have kids and you've got to have, a support system around you to help you take care of those kids. And with anything that you do, when you're building a business, you've got to have a community, a network of people that want to see you succeed. And just like anything else, podcasting is that way. And I've been really lucky on my journey to have a lot of people that have supported me in this. And I've been really lucky to have a lot of support from listeners and viewers. So it's because of you that I am here. And it's really cool. You can do that too. So if you've been, deciding on whether or not you should start a podcast or start anything, whether it be a YouTube channel or a podcast or anything that you need to be showing up for regularly, let this be the episode that inspires you to do that. Because I'll tell you, there are definitely times along the way where it doesn't feel like I should keep going, but something always comes along, a little note from the universe or what have you, and reminds you why you're doing this. So if you've ever thought that you've got a why or a passion for something that could land really well as a podcast, then you should just do it. You absolutely should. So 94%, I'm going to go back to the statistics, quit before they reach 100 episodes. 100 episodes is a lot, and that requires a schedule, and you've got to be really consistent and disciplined. It takes about 2 years and more than 100 episodes to gain significant traction, which I can tell you is true. I would say probably around episode 100, I started getting reach outs from people on PR teams offering guests, like they are clients as guests. And while that's really great and really cool because it makes you feel visible, you should have a vetting process. I'll tell you that up front. You have a platform and you've worked really hard to create that platform. So, that's not something to be taken lightly. So make sure you have an application. Make sure that guest really fits what your audience is looking for, and make sure that you fit together, that you can actually have a healthy, impactful conversation. So that's really important. And some of the other statistics here are pretty wild. Let me go back to another screen here I've got. So there are, as far as, 2025, 584 million people listened to podcasts in 2025. Like, that's insane. 34% of Americans listen to an average of 8.3 podcast episodes per week. That's a lot of time. And 83% spend more than 9 hours listening weekly. That tells you something. That really does. So in my head, where I'm going with this is your story matters and people listen and they're looking to listen. And if you've got something that could be really valuable for somebody, then you've got to get on here and do a podcast or a YouTube channel or something, because there is somebody out there looking for what you have to say. No matter how much the imposter syndrome tends to filter in, because it does, and it will never go away. I will tell you that. It's really important. And these statistics tell me that people are wanting to hear what you have to say. So on the video side of things, because I'm the video gal, more than half of the podcast shows are now posting full video on YouTube. I've had a friend tell me that video podcasts on YouTube are stupid. And at the time I was like, well, you're stupid. But, at the time I had to really think about why he thought that. And I couldn't really come up with a good answer other than the fact that everybody has different ways that they consume content, whether that's listening to a podcast, watching a podcast, or listening to an audiobook versus reading a book. There are different ways and different things for people to consume for a reason. That's why they make chocolate and vanilla, right? So, there's something out there for everyone. And I'm a big believer in video. I'm going to switch this back to video and I think the 2020 timeframe kind of taught us this. Video is the next best thing to being in person. Who remembers all those virtual happy hours and all the things that we ended up having to do virtually that just made us feel a little like, man, I wish we were doing this in person, which 100% in person is absolutely the best. But when you don't have that option, video is the next best thing. And the best way to reach so many people, those possibly 584 million listeners, or viewers, you've got to be on video. And video has come a long way. And again, this will coincide with what I am going to unveil for you in this episode. Video to me has always been extremely important because of that connectivity piece. You can, look into someone's eyes. You can see the mannerisms that they have and their body language. And I think that combined with voice and surroundings, all of the elements creates a whole package that package is there for you to help you better understand what you're consuming or whether you like it or not. There's a lot of different variables that happen with video, and with AI infiltrating everything now, we have the ability to create video without even having to show our faces. And with social media and all of the options, for reels and just putting captions over beautiful B-roll or something like that, you can get your message across with video still and not even have to be on camera. But I still do believe that if you are a business owner, you're, the face of something, people need to see your face. So, we can go further into that in another episode. But video to me has always been incredibly important, and my number one goal in helping people with what I do with my company, Enticing Media, is helping people tell their stories through the power of video. And it really is very powerful. For those that don't know, our company, my husband and I own Enticing Media, and we've been in business since 2020. And video has really been the bread and butter of the business. And, things are shifting content creation is not just a have someone come out and film for you and video made, you post. That's not that simple anymore. And, we've got to keep evolving with the times. And I've had so many people say to me, oh my gosh, don't you feel like AI is coming for your job? And I'm like, no, I think it's actually making it more challenging in a way. And, you've got to be willing to accept that challenge as a person in this position. And you know what? I said, challenge accepted. I'm going to learn everything that I need to know about AI and how I can even use it behind the scenes to help me be more productive in content creation for clients. I don't see it as a destroyer of my job or my industry. I see it as something that we can work alongside of within reason, of course. If you're not using AI appropriately, that's a different ballgame. That's a different story too. But in the my objective today is not to keep you here very long. I wanted to make this a pretty short episode to celebrate 200 episodes, but I also want to be able to share this with you. And because if you're listening to this, if you're still listening, likely you are someone that could use this. I've had a lot of people tell me over the past couple of years, oh my gosh, AI, my head is spinning. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know what this is. What is that? And this definition, and how do I get here? And what do I prompt this? And how do I talk to this thing? And it's like, whew, it's crazy and overwhelming. It is for me too. But I've done a ton of research in my, wanting to use it for my industry and my work, that I've learned a lot. And I've learned that people come to me and ask me questions about what certain things are and how they can do certain things with AI. So that was a gift that I realized I had, is being able to explain AI very simply to people that are overwhelmed or don't want to even know, but know they have to use it. So that's one thing that I've learned. I also am one of those people. I'm a pick your brain type person people come to all the time in my DMs, where they'll say, hey, can I pick your brain about this? Or, hey, I'm thinking about starting this, or I'd love to get your thoughts. And I'm like, you know what? I can make a whole business out of this and gather all my thoughts into one place and have you be able to go to that one place to get answers. And I've also had a lot of people tell me that they're just not that confident on camera, or they don't know what to film, or they're like, what's B-roll? And just a lot of the things that you need to have to be, a digital marketing person. And if you're a business owner, likely you're that person for your business, unless you've scaled. In that case, that's great. And we also offer done for you services. So if you're looking for someone to take care of that digital marketing for you, we can do that in Enticing Media. We can do anything from YouTube channel management to video production, content repurposing, all of the things. So don't hesitate to reach out if you are at a space where you're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore myself. I want someone to do this. You can hire us on a contract basis, and we will take things off your plate. We've had people tell us that we're super easy to work with and friendly and very timely. We get high quality shit done for you without a ton of your time. And we also get your vision. And we've been told that quite a few times. And that's probably, a few of the best compliments that we could get. But, heading back into what I've built and why it exists and who it's for. So I am excited to share with you guys today that I have been building out something I have called House of Content, and that exists on nelltice.com. I actually bought that domain back when we started the business because I thought I was going to get more into coaching. And I've had the domain, I've had the site ever since. And for the past, basically 5 years, I've wondered what I could really do with it and who I could really help serve with it. And this is where this comes in. So nelltice.com is a hub for all things answers for AI, how to create content, what is B-roll, what is vibe coding, what are some of the definitions that you want to know or need to know or curious about. It is a place that you can go and get answers and be told in a way that you can understand. A lot of times when you ask questions about AI and coding and things like that, you get all these answers with a lot of words that don't make any sense. And trust me, I'm there too. One prompt I will highly suggest is, please take this copy off of this webpage here and explain this to me like a 5-year-old, because I'm not a coder. And a lot of times, IT people talk to IT people all day, right? And some of the terminology that they use when they explain things is just like, come on, bro, like, I'm not in your industry. Please dumb it down for me. So I have created something that will help answer questions for you in a way that you can understand them. Now, I have a lot of free resources. So if you go to nelltice.com, there's a tab at the top for free resources. There you'll find blog posts and links to YouTube videos about how to show up more confidently on camera. What is AI? What are we doing here with it? 5 other AI alternatives to Chat GPT, and a lot of information there that you can definitely use. So you're a busy professional, entrepreneur, millennial like myself, that is a great place for you to get started. Now, House of Content, also a tab at the top. You can also enter that from the top right-hand side. House of Content is a store that I have built for you. I realize in all of my video production endeavors, I have shot a lot of B-roll for people. I've also shot a lot of B-roll for myself, for my own social content. And I had a lot of stuff sitting on my camera, let's just say that. So I know there's just a few videos there right now. There will be more. I will be updating it regularly. However, House of Content is a store where you can buy and download B-roll video. Currently, I have just vertical video up for social media. However, my plan is to grow into a 16:9 format, which is the horizontal format that you would use for something like YouTube. And so we're going to expand that store. We're going to have different types of B-roll content, whether that's something for nature or techie stuff, coffee, like just sitting there with a cup of coffee. These are great videos that you can use in your social media marketing, that you can put behind captions for your business. And if this is something that if you don't want to show up online with having your face on video, you can use this and put captions over it and music and get people's attention that way. So this is something that is definitely a work in process. I'm also working on building out Canva templates for you that will be available for download as well. In the future, I will have mini courses and webinars and things like that. I'm really, really excited to get into some of that for you, because I really feel that what I have to offer you in my years of experience, I have over 10 years of marketing experience. I used to do marketing for a previous company that I worked for. I have been we've had Enticing Media. I've been doing videos for people for now 6 years. And, I've got some experience under my belt, and I definitely have worked with financial advisors, real estate agents, travel agents, nonprofit organization owners, and many more people that I've helped bring their story out. And there are different ways for different people. So I also I can do consulting for you as well if you want to put together a content strategy, a media strategy, anything like that. I'm available for that as well. So nelltice.com, check it out. Like I said, it is a work in progress, so more will be coming. Have no fear, but think, if you have created content for yourself, maybe you're aware of something like Envato Elements or Storyblocks, where you download B-roll video and templates from. Think of this as a type of that. However, using a site like mine, it's all human created content, and you're supporting small business. So that's pretty cool. And there's no subscription fee. So everything you download is per item. And of course, you can reuse these items. My goodness, if you buy 3 videos, I would circulate all 3 of those videos differently somehow in your social content strategy over a week or a month. And you can absolutely reuse them. You can use them on social media, YouTube, websites, blogs, anything where you can post content, you can use what is there for you. So please check it out, nelltice.com. Explore, ask questions, get in touch with me, contact me on the last page of the website, the contact form. Fill that out. If there's something that you have been struggling with and you don't see it there, let me know. I will create a video for it. I will create a blog post for it. So get involved. Let me know what you want to see, what you're struggling with. And it's definitely a hub that I want you to be able to go to find answers simply and quickly. So that's my big reveal for today, you guys. Celebrating 200 episodes with something that you can definitely use in your business, your content creation journey. And if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me. I'm always available to answer any of your questions. And I love talking to you. So please do that. And man, 200 episodes. Crazy. I am here. I've got more exciting stuff coming up for you. And we've got more guests. We've got more Ecopreneurs Edge episodes and a lot of cool stuff coming up. So stick around. I hope you will. If you're listening on your favorite audio platform, please leave a review, follow, download, all the things. And if you're watching on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with a friend. I know you know someone that needs to hear this message. So thank you so much for being here for 200 episodes, and I hope you'll stay for 200 more and beyond. So as always, thank you, and I will catch you on the next one.